let's see, boys. So what will happen today? I have this one video that I want to react to. Or react to. I'm just gonna say, just watch with you. It's from Dry Creek Dwayne Noel, from Dry Creek Wrangle School, and hold on a second, Dwayne Noel. Yep. Okay. Everything seems to be working perfectly. So I have this one video that I want to watch from him. It's called "When Momentum Is Your Friend," and Dwayne. I wanted to say always, but not always, but most of the times he delivered, and he always like said things that I absolutely agree with. And obviously he's older, he's wiser than me. He's in his 60s, if I'm not mistaken. He's a smart old guy with a lot of experience. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I like Dwayne. We've never watched him, and I want to do that. And if I'm gonna be fully honest, yeah, I just like him. I like the guy. I feel like he's genuine. He doesn't do this for money. That's like one thing that I truly like about it, about him in particular. And yeah, man, to be honest, I take a lot of inspiration from Dwayne. Learning from someone that's older than you and wiser than you is, if you can do that and you can learn from somebody else's mistakes, that will really put you ahead in life. I feel like I just have that feeling for some reason. That's what I meant by it. But yeah, anyways, let's watch it because I want to watch this video with you guys. Welcome to all of you that came to this live stream. Nothing really interesting has happened over the past few days. I had 2 dates today, one before the gym, one after the gym. I met the girl at the gym today. Her name was Ksenia. She was Ukrainian. Before that, I went with a girl that has already texted me on Instagram for a while. So I decided to go out with her. And this girl I met at the gym, actually. I was on the hyperextension for lower back, obviously. And yeah, she just like asked me if she could work in with me. And from a random situation like that, I just said yeah. And then I started talking to her. Turned out she's 23, so she's 6 years older than me. Yeah, it was good. I had a tomahawk steak and went to a restaurant, ate some good food. Yeah, I had a good feeling out of her, to be honest. We'll see if it will lead anywhere. I'm not really that too stressed about her in particular. But yeah, anyways, in the meantime, nothing really that much interesting happened over the past few days. So I don't have any stories to tell you right now. Anyways, let me put on the window capture. Yeah, this is it. Let's watch this video together, guys.
Good afternoon, Dwayne here at Dry Creek Wrangler School. We are in Kentucky. We are in the process of getting moved in and getting settled, and it's going to take a while, but it's like 45 degrees out here this morning, which for us is kind of nice. But it's supposed to get bad cold tonight or tomorrow, like 9 degrees and more weather coming in. But we're settled and we're warm, and we got a wood stove in the house, wood cook stove. I'm gonna do a video on that one of these days because that's something that's not done a lot anymore. But anyhow, so we're doing well, and going to start catching up on the videos and let you guys know what's going on. Several years ago, a lot of years ago, I spent a year in Bible college. The college was tiny. There were like 300 students, and I don't think it's even in existence anymore.
Colleges back then must have been really different.
Because there was something in Bible college I wanted to study. I followed a girl there. There was a girl I was sweet on, and she went to school up there. So I said, well, I'm gonna go up there too. So I went up there. When I got there, she'd already found another fella. We had no one.
Bro, how do all of these stories just overlap? All of us, man, had this happen to us. We liked the girl, and then she found someone else. It always breaks her heart. He didn't speak about this in details, but bro, this always happens, man. It's just like something so common between us all males. We all had this particular story happen to all of us at least once or twice. It's just so crazy that it doesn't miss any man on this earth. Holy, this is like, it's nice, man. I've experienced that too, multiple times actually.
Standing between us, there was no wrongdoing. I was just dumb. I was just young and dumb, and
Weren't we all?
so I moped around there for about 2 days, and I looked around and I said, "Well, shoot, this school's full of girls, and I think I'll stick around for a while." And so I did for a year, but I got bored. I had no real purpose for being there, and so I stayed. My family was back up in Alaska, and this school was north of Green Bay, Wisconsin, up on the Michigan border, about 26 miles from Iron Mountain, Michigan, I think. And so I stayed at the school over Christmas break, and because it was too far to go back home, and I said, you know what, this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go home. I'm going home. That's it. And I had a 1985, I think, Chevy S10 pickup, 2-wheel drive, 5-speed. I had no snow tires. I had no chains. And I just threw everything in bed of that truck, tarped it down, and took off from, well, it was Dunbar, Wisconsin, and to Soldotna, Alaska in January.
Damn.
I was a lot more wild than I was smart back then. So,
But this is what I like, man. It's like being wild and doing wild shit like this, like, just like leaving without snow tires in January, with no money. It's a cool story now, you know.
I took off and I drove up through Canada, and I left the road twice. And one time I came down off a steep hill way up in the mountains and came around a curve, and I didn't make that curve. It was ice, and so I went off and poof in the snowdrift and got out and waded around, popped the hood, and the snow was all the way up through the engine compartment, all the way up to the hood. And I don't know if you've ever traveled the Alcan Highway, and it's worse now than it used to be. All the lodges and everything shuts down for the winter, and I could have been in a lot of trouble. I had a nice parka on, but I was wearing cowboy boots, and so I just got out, and it was dark, and I just started walking up that mountain, up the road, up. I got to the top, and I saw a building off to the side, little cabin over there, and there was a light in the window, so I went up and knocked on the door. They opened the door, and I'm standing there on the porch shivering, and they had this shocked look, like, who are you? Where'd you come from? And I said, my truck left the road down there at the base of this mountain, and I wonder if somebody could help me get out. Well, they brought me inside and took me over next to the wood stove and thawed me out and warmed me up, and got me a good hot meal, while the man went, and in the garage he had a 4-wheel drive diesel pickup that was plugged in, so he went out, worked on, got that started, and then we went back down and pulled it out, and I kept going, and I got to Whitehorse, Canada.
Yeah, daily streams are still ongoing, bro. Not stopping, bro. Like, I enjoyed these streams, and even if I didn't, bro, I'd still like be here for you guys. So don't worry about it, John. Okay. See, John Mark 1. You remind me a lot of like John Mark Stevenson. You know who that is? Just John Mark. That nickname just completely like reminded me of John Mark Stevenson. So that was cool. But yeah, the daily streams are ongoing. The daily content on all platforms, all that is still on. Don't worry, guys.
Some folks that were there, and so I went and found them, and it was like 25 below zero. And so I went to bed that night, and I said I'll get up and head out tomorrow. And I got up.
Guys, I just want you to imagine, like, he doesn't speak about minus 25 Celsius. This is minus 25 Fahrenheit, bro. This is like absolutely crazy. Holy shit. I think he's speaking in Fahrenheit. Maybe he's speaking in Celsius, but even in minus 25 Celsius, that's still a lot. If it's minus 25 Fahrenheit, bro, holy shit.
I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, couldn't sleep, so I went out, got in the truck, fired that thing up, and it was so cold, it knocked like somebody was down in that engine with a sledgehammer. Bam, 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 bam. But it warmed up, and So when it did, I took off. And the defroster fan for the heater had gone out. And so I'm driving, and I'm in full parking and everything, and I've got an ice scraper on the seat beside me. So I'm driving, and I'm scraping the ice off the inside of the windshield so I could see every once in a while. And of course, those old S10s, they had that rack and pinion steering. They weren't power steering, so that I knew it was getting cold. It was getting cold, and timber was dropping, because that rack and pinion steering, I was having to go around the curves with both hands. The steering was freezing up. And at the border of Canada and Alaska, there's a little station there. It's been there for years. I've been over that road like 10 times. It's called Beaver Creek, Canada. And so I pulled in, and I didn't dare turn my truck off. And I went inside, and there were a couple of truck drivers in there. And I said, "What is the temperature out?" And they said, "We don't know. The thermometer bottomed out this morning, and we don't know how cold it is, but it's colder than 50 below zero." And I said, "Well, what's the road like between here and Anchorage?" And they said, "Man, don't worry about it. It's so cold out, the ice on the road has crystallized, and it's like sandpaper now. You couldn't slide off if you wanted to." And I said, "All right, good enough." So I went out, put that little truck back on the highway, and hit 70 mile an hour, and went all the way in. I got into Soldotna, Alaska, down on the Kenai Peninsula, where my mom and dad were, at about 10:30 that night. In all honesty, I should be dead. I'm not dead, and I got another cool story to tell. But the thing is,
Exactly,
you know, I
another
thought
cool
about
story,
that.
man.
And when I pulled into Beaver Creek, and the temperature was so cold that the thermometer couldn't even read it anymore. That's it. That is a situation where you're at the point where it's like things are bad. Things are bad. Okay? Now, 10 below is bad.
Bro, I can't imagine that. Bro. That situation is not a situation that you want to find yourself in. I can just imagine that, man. Even in nowadays 4x4 trucks, you would struggle in minus 45 Fahrenheit. Yeah, bro, in minus 45 degrees Fahrenheit, even with a 4x4, you would struggle. And this was a two-wheel drive that I don't know if it was a front-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive. You didn't mention that, but bro, I can't even imagine that. Holy shit.
Now, follow me here. Okay? You know, if it's 30 degrees, then it's icy. If it's down and it's 0 degrees, it's icy. That's bad. You drop down 10, 15, 20 below, you're in a little two-wheel drive S10 pickup, no change, no four-wheel drive, no nothing. That's bad. A smart man is going to pull off the road. Okay?
Oh, so it was
if
a
I
rear
had been
wheel.
smart instead of just young and adventurous, I wouldn't be in that situation. So I was in a situation that a smart man probably wouldn't have been in. But I went through layers of bad. All right. 20 below in Whitehorse that morning when I left, that was bad. But now we're in layers of bad down to the point we don't know how cold it is. It might be 50 below, it might be 60 below. That's bad. But the worse things got, in one way, the better it was. At
I don't get
10
where he's
degrees,
going
the road
this.
would have been so slick, I would have never made it. At colder than 50 below zero, the situation got to the point that it was actually safer.
How?
In the one sense of staying on the road.
I don't
If
get
I
it,
had
Chad.
broke down out there, it would have been
I'm confused.
probably curtains. Okay. But the thing is, in our life, we go through life and we don't pay attention, and things are bad. We're like, yeah, but I can make it. Why? Because I'm young. You know, I'm young, and I'm young. What is
That's
it?
exactly me, man. What the fuck? That's exactly me.
There was one season. There was program came out, and it entertained me. I found it entertaining. It's called Firefly. It's like a space thing, but at one point there in the beginning, the captain tells a young soldier, "We're too pretty to die." You know, you're young, you get that point. It's like, I'm gonna make it. I'm too pretty to die. But when things get down, your life can go to a point you say, this is bad. All right. But sometimes our life gets down to a point where, like, I did not know it could even get this bad. When things get down to that point, it's like that 50 below zero. There's actually, you can get more traction when things are at their worst than you could when things weren't.
Oh, I think I get what he's trying to say right now. It's like you have to hit rock bottom for the you have to hit rock bottom for it to bounce back. You know, like a ball. Let's say that analogy. I think this is where he's going with it, but I'm not sure.
So bad. Okay, why? Dwayne, how can that be? How can I be encouraged in the situation that my life is in right now? Things are worse than I've ever seen it. Things are worse than I even imagined that they could be. How can I get more traction? Because you can only go up. You can only go up.
Oh,
All right? Not only.
yeah. The only way from like rock bottom is up. Holy shit! Why didn't I think of this? Why didn't I think of this? What the fuck, chat? Yeah, exactly. Like now, I just didn't think of that, man. Like the only way from rock bottom is up. Like there's nothing. You got nothing less to lose, bro. Holy shit! That did not even cross my mind. What the fuck? Holy shit!
Not only that, but you can focus.
Dwayne is a genius. I agree with you. Yeah.
When things are
He
just
is.
kind of bad, but things are kind of good and things are kind of bad, we focus on this and we focus on that. We focus on this, and then just everything becomes bad. But when you get to the point in your life where everything is bad, that's where you can get the most traction to keep going. Because now it's so bad, the ice is crystallized. It's not slick anymore. And it's like sandpaper. And you
Yeah, this is a
couldn't
really
slide
good
off the road
analogy,
if you
man.
wanted to. Because where are you going to go? People quit. People quit when things are worse than they've ever been. That's not the time to quit. That's the time to focus. That's the time to find out where your traction is. This is where my traction is. And until things got this bad, I didn't have any traction. But now I've got traction. And now I can keep going. And now I can put the hammer down. And I can focus. And I can go. And I can do it. When things aren't quite so bad, you can get off the road. Okay, you can get off the road. You can pitch a tent. You can get a motel. All right, you can park on the side of the road and leave the truck running with the heater on. But when they get down that bad, all you can do is say, well, I got traction now and I can't stop and I'm going to keep going. And it's always been, there's a tendency in humans when things get to a certain point, you know what? I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to quit.
Yeah.
Things can't get any worse. Well, they can get worse, but the thing is, they can get so bad that that's what you need. That's actually the point that you have to get to gain some traction, to keep going.
Now, this is obviously not motivation for anybody to just give up, let things go fully bad, and then I'll be motivated. Although that might be true in some cases. This is not an excuse, bro. You should still try to do the most that you can with your current situation. You should. Holy shit, like the fact that some guys are thinking about this is fucking crazy. Holy. That's the biggest loser mentality. Yeah, that's loser mentality, right? It's always the ones in the middle that are the least motivated. If you're the brokest people, those are the hardest working. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. Andrew Tate grabbed himself from the bottom. That's why he got rich. Not that he was from a middle class family. Yeah, again, you're absolutely right. But that doesn't mean that if you're from a middle class family, you can just give up or like just not try at all. Right? You should still have to try. You still have to try at least, for the love of God. Yeah, but I get what you guys mean.
And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when things get so bad, you finally get some traction. Then what you do is you get back on the road and you put that little truck of yours at 70 mile an hour and you go. And you just go and you just hammer down. Okay? Because traction is all you got going for you. All right? Now, looking back, I should have done a whole lot of stuff different. I should have sold that stupid little truck and gone on an airplane and flew home. But where's the fun in that? Okay?
Yeah.
I know full well that the good Lord looked down and said, that boy.
Yeah.
And he took care of me. I didn't deserve it. And I wouldn't have made it without him, but he did. But now I can look back and I can say, okay, first off, there's certain viewpoints of life that did not serve me well. And I know that I can look at things different now. I know that I can hit some really, really bad stuff and I can find a way through it.
Yeah.
And I got some really cool stories to tell.
Yeah.
So I guess, this silly little story is just me encouraging you that whatever the negative, the super negative that you find yourself in right now, find the traction. Find the traction. And get on a highway.
Bro, find the traction is such a great analogy. Fuck's sakes. Why didn't I think of that? We should listen to more old people for real. But yeah, for real, bro. We should. Old people got some cool ass stories like these ones, man.
And hammer down until you make it to your destination. Don't quit. Quitting's never the answer. Sometimes foolish momentum gets us into a situation. And momentum is the only thing that's going to get us back out of it. Okay? So anyhow, interesting little story. I wanted to just sit here and catch up with you, and I hope it helps somebody. And the tag.
I'm sure that this one definitely did help somebody here on this live stream from the chat for making me watching this as a bot on YouTube. Somebody might need to hear this actually.
Of what I did at that time, but be logical, be reasonable, be safe, have fun, and if you haven't done that, then find the traction, put the hammer down, and blow out the other side. Sometimes momentum is your friend. And we'll catch you guys next time.
God bless Dwayne, man. Honestly, Dwayne. Honestly, God bless him. This guy is amazing. Hands down. I'm gonna recommend this video to some of the members inside of Blackthorn because they definitely deserve to watch this video. But yeah, guys, holy shit, this was a whole lot of value. So yeah. Anyways, with this in mind, guys, thanks a lot for hopping on his live stream. This was fun. It was really good to catch up with you guys again. I learned a lot from Dwayne today. Holy shit. The old man knows what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah, man. I wonder where that truck is today. Yeah, yeah. I wonder that too, to be honest. I wonder that too. Holy. Ah. My father once told me a similar story. Yeah, okay, bro. Listen, I respect that, but I'm not gonna read that right now. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you want to talk about this, I'll still be online on Instagram right now for a while. So you can DM me right now. I'll chat with some of y'all, check my requests, and put some of us in a group chat, maybe. You know, maybe after this last minute. That would be a nice thing to do for the next 15 minutes or so. Gonna make myself some dinner, and now I'll make the group chat. Check some of the requests if you guys want to chat about this. I like this topic. So, anyways, with this in mind, guys, God bless you all. I'll see you all on the next one.